Hi guys, welcome to this video. Match 24 of the Indian Premier League, Kolkata Knight Riders versus the Kings 11 Punjab, and this gives us match 24 of the Wordpandit Premier League as well, where we correlate cricket and words. And well, as my expression says, it may be, this is a video that I do with a heavy heart. How could Kings 11 Punjab lose that game, right? How could they possibly have lost that game? Honestly speaking, the Kolkata Knight Riders, they pulled out a Houdini. It was a Houdini act. Houdini is a famous magician, and this expression, this idiom comes from the magician Houdini. He has lent it to the English language. To pull a Houdini means to vanish or flee suddenly, or as to escape from someone or something. It is to do a disappearing act, right? Or it is used to refer to something magical in nature. So for example, Kolkata Knight Riders, they pulled a Houdini yesterday. It was something magical, right? They pulled off victory from the jaws of defeat, right? And the act was magical in itself. So to pull a Houdini, either you pull a disappearing act or you pull off a magical act, right? And that's what they did. Kings 11's hopes, they vanished into thin air, right? They evaporated, dissipated, dispersed. In fact, Kings 11 Punjab, they also pulled a Houdini of sorts, right? Their chances of victory, they vanished or fled suddenly, right? That's what they did, right? So KKR, they pulled off a Houdini-esque recovery yesterday to stun Kings 11 Punjab. They did something which was magical in nature, right? And if you extend this further, the role played by the KKR team, in fact by Dinesh Karthik yesterday, he seemed to be a sorcerer yesterday. He seemed to have magical powers, right? So I'm correlating these two words because KKR pulled off an impossible victory yesterday, right? So they pulled off a Houdini. Dinesh Karthik, he acted like a sorcerer. He almost had magical powers yesterday. He conjured a victory. This was almost like there was divine intervention, right? And there was some magical alchemy involved as well. So he acted as a sorcerer. A sorcerer is a person who's believed to have magical powers, and we've got this guy here as well in this presentation who looks like a magician. He looks like a sorcerer, right? And that's how you visually correlate the word as well. And from the context of IPL, whenever you have these impossible victories, you can correlate the captain or the team having these magical powers, having these powers of a sorcerer, right? And what did it leave us with? KKR did pull out a Houdini. Dinesh Karthik acted like a sorcerer. But what did it leave us with? It left Kings 11 Punjab fans distraught, right? Left us very worried, upset, agitated, anxious, concerned, confused, crazy, distressed, perturbed, hysterical, mad, all of these emotions at once, right? And honestly speaking, now I think the questions had been raised earlier as well. KL Rahul has the orange cap, right? Great going, great show by KL Rahul overall, but his strike rate has left a lot to be desired, right? And in a way, his innings actually cost him the match, right? You can argue for a fact that he took them right to the edge, right? But he actually did not help them cross over the line, right? There's no point in falling 2 runs short. So they actually fell 2 runs short in the end, and his strike rate has been a cause of concern. There's been a lot of discussion around this topic, that does he need to bat a little quicker? He's been trying to, I think the obvious inference here is, and something that has been referred to as well, KKR have Kings 11 Punjab have an extremely brittle middle order, right? So they have an extremely brittle middle order, and Rahul has been trying to shield that middle order, but that has come at a cost. That means his runs come a lot slower than they should, and that is probably having a roll-on effect, right? And they lost a match that they should have won. It leaves us with a distraught team. It leaves us with distraught fans. So these are the words that we learned from this match. Great match to watch. I had almost went through the match, stopped watching it, came back right in the last, switched it on back in the last couple of overs. Thought Kings 11 Punjab would breeze through to a victory, and it did not happen, right? KKR did have one magic trick left. They did pull one out of the bag yesterday, right? Great viewing the match. I hope you had good fun watching this video as well. This is Prashant signing off. Thank you very much for watching this video, and happy learning.